Hello everyone, and especially I would like to thanks to all our techno-savvy people who are always focusing more or understand or would like to understand more about the technical of storage. So we would like to introduce our Solis 125 hybrid solution. So we see one by one how it works and what features we are offering with this. So you can see from the bottom of the inverter. So this inverter has the PV inputs to connect the PV power. So it has a 10 MPPT with 20 inputs to deliver the 200% PV power to the entire system. Apart from that, it also have the battery terminals, the backup ports, the grid and the generator ports. So one by one we can see the features. So backup port is a crucial port for the inverter which can be used for the crucial load of the system, which is always need to be used in the PV system or your existing system. So this port give you the make sure to give you the continuous power even after the grid fails. So the switchover time is hardly 10 milliseconds from shifting from on grid to off grid and off grid to on grid. It also have the provision of grid connection as well as the generator connection. So let's say how you have the grid system and you want to integrate the storage, so you can use this inverter, connect the grid this side and you can connect the load this side. So the grid power feed the power to the load, also can charge the battery if you wish. If you can't, you can select the don't charge the battery from grid. So through this you can charge the entire system and you can feed the power from grid as well. And when grid fails, so you can utilize your battery power to deliver the energy to your load. So this way it can work. So it also have the selling first option. Over there you can sell the battery power and solar power to the grid. And if when there is a very minimal grid charges, you can charge the battery. So all these are integrated in single system. So this system can be work as a on-grid, can be work as a hybrid, can be work as a PCS. The way you want, we can deliver this solution for you. So just reach out for the solution. We will provide you the best suitable solution for this. Now coming to the battery. Battery is also playing the crucial role when it comes to storage. So we are also offering the battery. So you can see here the energy storage, Solis energy storage system. This is the FlexCore system where we are offering the Flexi system for the battery. So this is the main unit of battery which we call the HV box, and it is coming with the stacks. Each stack is of 20 kilowatt. Minimum we are offering the 3 stacks with this system. For 125 kilowatt, we are offering minimum 6 stacks to give at least 1 hour backup. So each stack come with the 20, so we can make around 13 stack in one FlexCore system. And we can parallel such 6 systems. So you can go up to 1.5 megawatt hour solution with 125 kilowatt this system. And this is a stackable system, so you can see it is very easy to make it stack. So you can easily install it anywhere in the globe. If you have a very constraint related to lifting and all, you can easily fix this. So this complete unit can be lifted and you can install. Thank you from my side. If you would like to know more about this FlexCore as well as 125, please reach out to Solis website, and you can also reach out to us through inproduct@solisinverters.com. Welcome back to all solar enthusiastic and especially the storage enthusiastic for to introduce our new product, which is S6 series 30 to 60 kilowatt hybrid inverter. It comes with the 21 ampere string current, so you can connect any currently available model to make it compatible because it has a 21 ampere string current. So you can use that panel with this inverter. It also have the 4 MPPTs with the 8 inputs, so you can easily occupy the 200% of overloading with this to utilize your PV power for not only to drive the load but charge the battery and also specially fit to the grid as well as to the smart pole. So it has all the incorporated features like a grid feeding, grid export as well as grid charging, then the backup application when grid is not available. So it can be work as a on grid, it can be work as a hybrid, it can be work as a off grid. So all this feature is incorporated over here. So considering the Indian requirement and the trend changing and policies coming, so over there you need a TOD. So using this inverter, you can also set the TOD times and can feed the power to the grid using battery. And when you having very low tariff rate and not having a sufficient PV, so you can also charge the battery from the grid. So all these feature we have incorporated over here. So this inverter come with the capacity of 30, 40 50 and 60. So the individual capacity can go up to 6 inverters. So let's say if I am giving you the example of 60, so you can go up to 360 kilowatt. The same capacity model need to be connected in parallel. So all these features we are incorporate over here. So it is ready to use product for the all your storage application. Thank you. Welcome all. So in residential applications, Solis are coming with the S7 series hybrid inverters. It is an upgraded version of the existing inverter. It comes with the higher string current of 21 ampere. So using that you will get all kind of features of hybrid inverters. So the features like on-grid application, hybrid application as well as off-grid application. It also have the only PV mode. Over there only using a PV you can drive your load basis on the availability of solar. So all these features we have incorporated with this inverter. The switchover time from on-grid to off-grid is from 4 to 10 milliseconds, as well as it also handle the high surge current application, especially like a pumps, compressor and all for 200% for the 10 seconds. So it makes sure your high surge current application also be work with the inverter when it operate in the off-grid application, or especially when it operate on the battery. It also have all the ports, dedicated ports we have offer for the grid connection, for the backup port connection, as well as for the smart load. Smart load incorporated 3 different applications, like we can connect the generator over here if we have the generator and we don't have sufficient power from the PV and grid, or we don't like to take a power from the grid, but we can take the power from the generator, or let's say there is no grid is available and only we have the PV and battery and we can only add the generator. So using that smart port we can configure generator with this system. If we would like to connect existing PV plant, so that can also be used using the feature of AC coupled. So another feature is the smart load. Let's say we have some load that we need to drive. That load is not much critical, but it is also important to drive. So basis on the SOC of battery, we can drive that load and select the SOCs. So all these application we can configure through the smart port. It also have the PV connections. Through that we can connect the PV power to this inverter, and this is a battery port. So this inverter we are offering for all kind of storage applications. That as well as the one major question comes in mind, which battery is compatible and how I get that battery. So Solis is coming with their own batteries, which is called the IntelliHouse batteries. So these batteries are coming in the capacity of 5 kilowatt, 10 kilowatt or 16 kilowatt. So you can see this unit of 5 kilowatt. It has all the features including the protection of disconnection. So it having 3 different capacities, 5 kilowatt, 10 kilowatt and 16 kilowatt as I said. So all these can connect up to 8 units in parallel. So if I give you the example of 5 kilowatt, so it can go up to 40 kilowatt hour. Let's say I give you the example of 10 kilowatt, it can go up to 80 kilowatt hour, the same as for the 16. So we have these units, battery units for the with this IntelliHouse S7 series. So it comes for both 3-phase and single phase. In single phase, you will get the capacity from 3 kilowatt, 5 kilowatt, 6 kilowatt, 8 kilowatt. In 3-phase, you will get a 8 kilowatt, 10 kilowatt, 12 kilowatt and 15 kilowatt. So all these models are available for household application. So I'll just give you the brief look up about the higher capacities of this IntelliHouse. So this is a 10 kilowatt hour battery and this is 16 kilowatt hour battery. So you can use this batteries as per your capacity and requirement of backup. Thank you. Okay, so now we are going to see the Solis on-grid commercial solutions. So this is the series of S6 GC 80 to 125 kilowatt. In this series, we are offering multiple models of from 80, 100, 110 and 125 kilowatt. These all our ratings are available at 51 degree. So you'll get this power at 51 degree. So it has a different kind of features. So we'll start by DC. So it has a multiple DC input. In 80 kilowatt, you will get 8 MPPT with 16 inputs, and in 100, 110 and 125, you will get a 10 MPPT with 20 inputs. So you can go up to 150% overloading in all models. So all DC side features we are offering with this inverters. Apart from this, it has having some special features of master slave technology. So up to 10 inverter, it can be configured as a master slave. So one we can configure as a master and another 9 follow the master. So using that, we can achieve the active zero export. So only you need to buy the meter from the Solis. So using that meter, it can achieve the zero export. But it not limit only zero export, but it also have the DGPV control facility. So using the same meter, we can achieve the DGPV control. So when there is no grid and you want to drive this inverter with the DG, so using only a Solis meter, you can configure this inverter as a DGPV and your DG can be worked with this. For that, you need to make sure your DG always have the sufficient capacity and it cannot be exceed, it cannot be small, and it always meet the criteria of 30% DC minimum overloading. Apart from that, because of the master slave technology, thanks to that technology, we can configure the weather station directly with this inverter. You just need a data logger, data monitoring sticks. So using that, you can also monitoring the weather data within this inverter. You don't need an external data logger for that. This stick and this weather station is sufficient. This weather station is also offered by Solis. So you just need to talk to your supplier so he can offer you this. So all these features we are incorporating with this inverter. So make sure all your on-grid application will be incorporated with the single one-stop solution. Coming to the next series of the same commercial on-grid application, we are offering 150 kilowatt inverter from Solis for 1100 volt DC and 400 volt AC. So it also have the same features like a master slave technology. So using that master slave technology, we can connect 10 inverters in parallel for the active zero export as well as the DGPV control. Apart from that, you can also incorporate the weather station using just a monitoring stick offered by the Solis to monitor your weather data of the plant using Solis Cloud. All these features we are offering with this inverter as well. So it also provides you one-stop solution for all our on-grid application. Apart from this, it has some special features of protection. In that, first feature is of the temperature sensing of input. So all DC as well as AC inputs can sense the temperature and it will make sure there is no leak, no loose connection, and it always provides the proper connection. So there is no harm because of loose connection. It can lead to fire and all that. So it can be avoided through the temperature sensing, and that is already incorporated with this. But it not only offer at AC but also at DC, and each input you can monitor, and the temperature you can also monitor through the local app using Bluetooth, which is Solis Cloud app. Apart from it, it is also have the auto trip DC switch. So is there any reverse polarity or short circuit happen in the system? So inverter, this DC switch can be disconnected and it protect your system from the short circuit and DC polarity. So all these features in protection wise we have incorporated with this inverter to make sure this can be fulfill all the demand of on-grid applications. India is changing their trend from on-grid to storage, especially bigger size storage, where we need a huge capacity of energy storage, especially in utility. So Solis is also introducing their utility storage solution with the 1500 volt DC as well as 800 volt AC. And this is a completely HV solution. Over there we are offering HV inverter, grid forming inverter for PV application, where we are forming the grid itself. So all your PV power together gathered by the inverter, and it creates its own grid and deliver power to your all outskirt application where grid is not available. So this is completely off-grid solution offered by inverter. So this is grid forming 350 kilowatt inverter. Using PV, it generates the PV power through this inverter and give you the AC power for your mining and all other off-grid applications. So this inverter comes with the all DC inputs as well as AC functionality. It has all the protection system of temperature sensing as well as the grid parameter monitoring as well as grid forming to form the grid in off-grid areas where grid is not there. So coming to the next, how this system can be configured, we will see in the next session.